So in today's video, guys, we have market breaking a critical structure and a critical zone again that we were closely watching to hold the strength. What does it mean for the market going forward? We'll take a look at S&P 500, NASDAQ 100, and many other tech stocks. So stay tuned because we also had Fed, and that is, now I should say, Kevin Warsh, his first representation of Fed, and he leading as a chairman is holding the rates steady, but there's a lot of changes that he is bringing. And is the market not lagging his way? Because market tells everything, and market is right now telling a sell-off. We'll take a look at all of that, and then we have a bit of update on Trump and the G7 summit, that he is in France right now, and seems like the deal is still on track to be signed this Friday. All with all the criticism or whatnot and the support, so much has been invested now into this deal to happen on Friday. It's a memorandum of understanding, I should point that out, but so much has been invested in terms of the time, the presence, physical presence of all these leaders, that at this point it will go through. It's like 85% probability. Okay, so let's talk about all of that in this video. Once I let you know, none of this is any financial advice, only for education purposes, just sharing my opinion. Please do your own thing. Okay, so as I just mentioned, yes, in summary, the deal would go through. And there's nothing new here, guys. It's more about just Trump today going over the whole timeline of how things have unfolded, what it means for the future from here on, and how things will evolve. He is pretty much, I would say, it's been the deal has been taken as more of a balance on both ends. Uh, he also would like to have Iran to surface in a balanced way in the world economy. That's pretty much the projection of the deal, on the condition that the nuclear warheads or Iran would not possess nuclear weapons. And that would allow then US, and that's what how they have been negotiating, is that US will then remove sanctions, would allow Iran to equally participate in the world economy. As you know, US controls the world order. So, like it or not, it's their world order, and this is where US is making some leeway for Iran, and it's a balanced deal as how it has been put out, and that's pretty much your summary. Now, as I said, so much of has been invested in terms of physical time, the presence of these big people, and this will have to go through. So, but market seems to be selling off right now. What is that? Yes, we'll get to the technicals in just a moment, but it's important to understand because look, the day when Fed has to come out and speak, half an hour before the meeting happens and all, and the rate news comes out, market goes in a turmoil. A lot of volatility up and down, massive moves happens, and then when meeting gets over, market picks one direction, and this time it picked the downside. Okay, so what's going on? How is the market reading Kevin Warsh? Now the highlights, let's get to that first. So the rate has been kept steady at 3.5% to 3.75%. Kevin Warsh's first meeting as a chairman, he kept a lot of his statements very short, and removed the key language indicating a bias towards future cuts. He also didn't put his own personal view on the dot plot grid. Now, if you are wondering what that dot plot grid is where it's an anonymous way of all the FOMC members to put out their future projections. And on that grid, it's what is dot plot grid pretty much. And so Kevin Warsh refrained himself from putting his opinion there on his part, but it tells me that he wants to change the direction moving forward, but he's also not really enforcing those changes right away. It's not like he's completely tearing apart the current processes in place. He's letting members do what they are used to do, but then he himself is not taking part in that. And eventually I do think he will be scrapping it off, because he did mention that he will be putting a task force together. And so somehow all that friction work where the change in the process would happen, because look, the FOMC members are still the same as what they were, who were with Jerome Powell, pretty much most of them, right? Now here, Warsh, as if he comes in and he changes everything, he's going to create friction, right? He still have to lead the same group of people in some, you know, some sort of, friendly manner, some sort of cooperation, right? So and that's where I think the task force he would appoint, so that he doesn't come in that direct finger pointing of he's the one doing these changes. He can always just, raise his hands up and say, hey, it's not me, it's the task force recommending that. But he may still have his influence on the task force, right? But it's more of an indirect method of him getting his, things through, right? So but so that's that. He did go, like, he did hold the press meeting that went as per usual, long good time. But then also, the statement, as I said, was smaller or shorter, which is half of the size. Usually it's not a big difference, but yeah, sure, yeah, it's a half of the original size. So and then there's just a comparison this, particular site shows about it. We're not going to go in that detail, we're just going to go to our technicals in just a moment. And he also didn't provide future guidance on, you know he is not to use the statement to give forward guidance. And he's trying to reserve his thoughts. Okay, he's not wanting to give any future outlook here. He does want to change the things, but today was more just of him, you know showing up and, showing his presence. And not necessarily today, I don't think there was any smoking gun today. He's just there for now, and I think market is still trying to get understanding of him. Is it how I don't think market really got today what they can expect from Kevin Warsh moving forward. There wasn't any smoking gun. He didn't reveal all of his cards, how he want to move forward. He is acting very passively for sure. He's definitely not going to be your guy who comes in and completely, shows you something new. He is taking a transitory effect here. And but also I feel like he wants to make everyone happy. And unfortunately that may end up biting him in the butt later, because he's trying to make everyone happy, seems like. But also give him some time. It's his first meeting representing such a big thing, right? So let him get in his shoes, and we'll see in the next meeting. But so what is the market doing? Technically, market is losing a structure today. Now overall we are not bearish. Overall, yes, we are not bearish. However, we are in the multi-day weakness. We have lost our support levels at 749 that I have told you previously. It's the first level to watch going forward if we have to start a multi-day weakness. Above that we are fine, below that definitely not. We have also come down and lost the next area of significant importance today, 747, and this all puts the market in the multi-day weakness again, unfortunately. Okay, overall not bearish until this zone, 734 area, but we are in the multi-day weakness. at this point, momentum is not there to the upside in the market. Okay, that momentum is gone again. If we are not getting above tomorrow 747, we are not looking upside right now in the market. Okay, as I said in my last videos, I gave you the structures and the zones for that. Once we started to lose today, we started to break the structure. Okay, I'm providing already a forward looking outlook in my videos. Okay, you can take a look at the 5 minutes interval. Lot of reaction today in that zone. It tried to hold those levels. First it tried to hold again, and then that funnel shoe, when it dropped, it came down. Yes, it did go up, and this is what the volatility happens in the during these days. And then it's tried to reject there because it lost it, right? Came back up, rejected, came down. You can see it reacted at the next significant level, but the first level was broken, and thereafter you are already in the multi-day weakness here, guys, right? And thus we are continuing lower. And as I just mentioned, that as we are not getting above those levels, especially the one above 747, momentum will not come, multi-day strength will not come again. Below that, we will remain in the negative structure, at least to begin with, multi-day weakness. Now as we lose this 733 area, 733 to 732, if we lose it on a day or something, that's where, yeah, multi-day weakness will continue, but that will start to then turn into more overall bearishness. Then that may open up to 694, but we are not there anywhere. We can only start talking about 694 again if we lose 733 again. Okay, otherwise there is no point right now talking about that. Nasdaq 100, a very similar price action. Market, let's get to the 5 minutes interval first. Let me show you the price action first on during the meeting and after meeting. It was trying to hold nicely. It was still sideways, but it was trying to hold. It also had really good comebacks actually, but then eventually it also gave up, right? But this is what happens during the meetings and all, during the Fed days, I should say. Okay, market would be sideways first, then both sides chop would come, and then market would pick one direction. This time it picked the downside. Rarely I have seen the upside direction. Most of the time I always see a downside direction. Anyways, Nasdaq 100 is in the weakness, and let's get to the hourly interval so that we can look at where the things are. So multi-day, definitely on this also we are building a weakness. It is though right now reacting at 722, the next significant level area. If it holds, we'll see, but the problem is that momentum will not come on this thing until we get above 729 again from where we are. But it's just not that we go and touch 729. We need to see a price action close above that, stabilize around that, which is what is expected to see if you want to turn around the direction. It's not that one candle just goes up and you see, oh, touch happened. And that's not going to change anything, guys. We need to see price stabilize in that area, right? And then break out as well, right? So that's something. So yes, Nasdaq 100 is also in the weakness. I do have to give a lot of credit to the semiconductors though, and many of them held through this turmoil today. So that's something to watch. Okay, let's take a look at Tesla. So Tesla is unfortunately, well, first it was trying to hold just like many other stocks. We never got above 414 area. Unfortunately, that was the zone where we had to turn this multi-day strength into longevity of a strength, and that's why those structural areas are so important. Tesla didn't do that. It is continuing to sell off, slowly and slowly, unfortunately. Good comebacks, but never held any of it, close till negative. We are in the multi-day weakness, especially losing that 404, that zone that I have mentioned to you, and that has become moving forward a strong resistance. Today also, before the meeting, Tesla did come up nicely, 404 area, right, guys? So, and that's where it rejected. So anyhow, so what from here? Multi-day weakness is there again on Tesla. From where we are, we cannot look upside proper one unless we again get above 404. I have told you this 2-3 videos before already. 404 is the level, the zone. Below that, multi-day weakness will again come. So it's not that I'm telling you after it happened. I already told you forward looking outcome, and you are seeing right there prices has been reacting so much, right? So all right, SpaceX has a little bit of a down day today. It doesn't make its structure bearish, but it's the first red day. That's okay. It's still young price action in the price discovery mode. It's building up some multi-day weakness right now. Okay, so but it's overall can't be put as bearish, but it's in the multi-day weakness. If tomorrow it can close above 195 again, consider it's getting back in the game to the upside again. Below that right now can a little bit cool off. Price discovery still, you have to be careful, but it's still overall in the bullish direction, at least for right now. But multi-day weakness is building on this thing. All right, let's take a look at some of the semiconductors, guys. So Nvidia. Now, Nvidia here, as I have told you previously, we were building up some multi-day strength, but overall it failed to turn around the overall structure. So multi-day strength remained only until our zone, and overall structure took the precedence, never turned bullish here, and that's why these structural areas are so important to understand, and we are coming down. Now, what is the importance of understanding these structural points? It helps you to know how long you can take a certain type of a trade. So as you know, and what size you should trade. So if it's just a part of a multi-day strength, which is part of a rebound, then you are trading a smaller position. Okay, if your bias is bullish, I'm talking in terms of bulls, right? Then you are trading a smaller position, and then when we gain the overall structure, then you can add more to that position. And once we start to lose, I gave you this level, we lost it, you can see it retested and rejected. That's why these significant levels are so important. My tools mark this all automatically for you. If you need access to my tools, details you will find in the description of this video. We rejected at that very significant level, and we are continuing lower, and thus the multi-day weakness below that has come again. I already told you this videos ago, right? We are reacting where? The next significant level, right? Price, and these levels helps you to also manage your position at proper levels. These, if you're not trading with these levels, guys, you are trading blindly and you're going to lose money, I'm telling you. If you want to be profitable in the market, you need to trade with the levels. You need to trade with proper tools. Now, we will remain in the multi-day weakness, and now the level to watch would become 208. Okay, we will remain in the weakness below that. We are in the weakness right now, and overall structure failed on Nvidia to regain above 211. Okay, and unfortunately, unless price action turns around again, our magnet is 194. AMD. So AMD is also a little bit giving up today. Yesterday it did mark some multi-day weakness for us. Okay, and let's get to the hourly interval. Today, that very level, guys, look, that significant level, we lost it yesterday with the reaction. Where did it find support? Significant level below, right over here, right? This is the significant level, the black line. All marked by my tools automatically for you. Bounce came. Where did it reject? The significant level above. This black line above, right? Twice rejection. So you know this multi-day weakness is not completing because it never gained the last lost level. So this is your sign that we are still in the weakness, and unfortunately it is still. But if we can get above 527, then it can again gain strength. Okay, so. All right, that's AMD. Let's take a look at ARM. ARM is strong still today. It is holding still its strength, pushing through slowly and slowly. Very easy peasy on this thing. I'm just going to give you a zone where your trailing zone could be on this thing. You can use definitely 416, and below that is 405 area. Above that, we will be fine on ARM. Intraday, multi-day, everything is bullish above that. Broadcom trying its best. It's a bit of a reversal today on this thing. Potential strength come back. It did though reject still below zone of 404, but after doing a reversal candle like that after a red, it has a room to start stabilizing here. So just be careful if you're short, which you should then start sizing down once it starts to regain the levels. And if we get above 404 and start to close the day above 404, it may start to make a comeback. Okay, so it's trying to find its ground here, but overall structure is not bullish until 404. Okay, Micron is also a bit of a sideways. Like, look, very simply put it though, yes, it's an inside day, but overall structure until 984 area, this zone is still fine overall though. And if this little bit start to weaken, it can build up some multi-day weakness. So far, not too much to worry about. I'm gonna just leave it at overall structure on Micron. That is that zone below that I gave you. Above that structure is fine, and you know, for trading, just use the tools, guys. Just plug and play. They will tell you in real time what to do. SanDisk overall structure is fine until 1830. It's doing a pullback though. Okay, I already told you this. Yes, it's extended, so pullback can happen on this thing, and it's just doing a pullback, but overall structure is still fine until this 1830 area zone. Okay, TSM, a slow mover, but above 417, it's in the bullish structure. Intel. Oh, look, yes, we have 3 days of red candle. However, structure is still bullish above 116. Where is the bounce coming today? Right at that zone. Okay, right at that zone. Yes, you may think like, oh, it's three red days, it has to be a short. No, it's not short. It's still in a proper uptrend structure. Yes, it will become in the weakness if we lose 116. You have to understand the structure. Okay, you can see today it's finding a bounce right at our yellow zone. All right, so, and that's what I'm saying. The semiconductors held nicely, guys. Look, Intel, we didn't see that big of a drawdown on this thing through. Yes, we did have, but it regained, and it never lost its bottom today, right? Because it's in the overall still strengthful structure. It's holding it. Last one for this video, guys. Seagate, excuse me. Seagate is pushing through just fine, still in the bullish structure, very strong, and nothing changes on this thing. It's still bullish. That's all I had for you guys in this video. Check out my other videos and members only videos if you are interested to know more about many other stocks and my tools. All the details you will find in the description of this video for that. And with that, please hit the like and subscribe. If you find my videos helpful and valuable, it helps out a lot. I should have said this in the beginning of the video because I don't know how many of you stayed here until 20 minutes or more, right? So anyways, guys, I appreciate it if you stayed until this long. All right, with that, I'll see you in my next videos. Take care, bye.